name is Alexandre, and I'm a software developer. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I started 2 years and a half ago Flutter, and I fell in love with Dart. So yeah, tonight I'm gonna describe a little bit how to develop a Flutter package. This is meant for beginner level programmers, but I think we can also address some questions together, and the people can contribute also to figure out some answers to these questions. Yeah, we're gonna talk about creating a package. The goal is to be able to reuse Dart code and Flutter widgets between different apps or websites, or maybe also backend software like we just saw before. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about different kinds of ways to relate to other packages, and also how to organize our package, how to export the different symbols, and then finally we're gonna talk a little bit about how to set up automated builds of your apps that might need some other package. So a little bit about me. I'm the director of Art Plus Code. It's a small company. We do mobile apps and consultancy. So software development, business analysis, UX design, and feel free to go on our website and check our small apps, and there's a lot more coming up. So if you go on artpluscode.com, you can land in there's an apps menu item here, or you can click on the projects and you also will see the different apps, and then each of them is available for Android and iPhone or iOS. Yes. All right, creating a package. So as you might know, Flutter allows you to build cross-platform apps, and that's why I'm using a Mac, because I can use an iOS emulator as well as an Android emulator. And then let's do this. We're gonna first start with an app, actually, and then we're gonna try to use some code from a package. And then there is this Flutter command line utility that has a create subcommand, and you can give it a project name, an organization with a domain name, and a description. If you want, you can also create just a Dart only package. The difference would be that it doesn't import some of the Flutter specific libraries. So let's try this. I'm gonna first create a package. No. This is just my notes. I'm just copy pasting from them. Whoops. What's going on? Okay, Flutter create template package. So the Flutter command line tool has help. So you can go like Flutter help create, and then this will give you a lot of options. So yeah, that's why I took this. You can give a description to your app or package, organization, project name, etc. So here I'm gonna create a package, and I'm gonna give it a name. I'm gonna call it example package. So packages in Dart should have a lowercase separator and be all in small caps. And the org, usually you will put your domain name in a reverse notation here. Here I'm just using a com.example. And a description, so I'm just gonna call it example. Whoops, error. Sorry about that. No option specified for the output directory. Oh, okay. So you need to give it output directory. I'm testing in production. All right, done. Oops. Yeah, there's a. Yeah. So let's go see what's in there. So it did create a bunch of files like changelog, license, readme, and also the lib folder, which contains the source code, and the test folder, which contains the test. But let's take a look at the pubspec YAML. So we have the name of our package, example package, its description, and the version. I think for the version, I'm just going to leave it like this for now. But usually I would add like unreleased like this until it's released. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna do that. Yeah. So you know, Flutter apps usually have a plus sign and then a number after it's their version number, but here it's a package, so we don't have that. The number after the plus sign is for the build version of the app. So this is not an app, this is a package. Yes. It's not released yet. Yes. Yeah. No. It's just I remove it for tags. Yeah. Well, I can remove it if you prefer. It's a well. I don't want to make anything break. No. Okay. Like Jenkins, that kind of thing. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, so two-layer will work. Yeah, really saying. Okay. Thank you. Good to know. That's why we're here. Now, this is a very good point. Sorry, I'm gonna. Yeah. So semver.org is a standard. It's an open source standard for specifying version numbers, and then that's what most people use. And in Dart and Flutter, we use it. And also when the version is below 0 dot something, because this is the major version number, the 2 here, and the next one is minor and then micro. So that's for releases that are breaking changes, and then the second version is for new features, and the third version is for bug fixes only. So whenever we're under version 1, then we can kind of have breaking changes. It's an exception to the rule, but usually there's no breaking changes. Everything should be backward compatible within the same major version. Anyway, we're regressing now. Now the rest is just like a regular app. We have the SDK, that's the version of Dart that we use, and we have the Flutter version, and we have the dependency packages and the dev dependencies. So here we depend on Flutter tests, which allows us to run unit tests and then I'm gonna quit. And then you can run your test here with the Flutter test command. Now I'm gonna also create another project, but this time it's going to be an app. So, and the app will eventually use the package. So here, I don't know if you see, yeah, you see pretty well. So Flutter create example app. So that's my app name. Or actually, that's not my app name. That's the name of the package of my app, right? In Dartland. And the template. So the Flutter create subcommand has templates. So here we're going to use the app template, providing a description, the domain name again, or organization, and the project name. Yeah. Oh, that's the folder name actually. This was the name of the directory it will upload to, and this is the package name actually. Now I'm providing the platforms just because I'm only interested in iOS and Android, but you know, if you by default it will create all the folders for Linux, web, Windows, etc. But here I just want to create an app for Android and iOS. So let's open this app. Sorry, here, example app. And then I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna choose some iPhone emulator, run it. And then this is the default app. And then we can look at the code while we're waiting. So it's just the regular counter. So we have the root of the project is my app, and then this is a stateless widget, and then it will create this material app, and then this will in turn have a home, and the home is this my home page. Just the regular. There you go. Regular example app. So whenever we push this button, it increments this number. So let's maybe open the library and let's try to use the other library. What's going on? No, I don't know why. I lost my here. Yeah, so in order to use the other package, we're gonna add a dependency in our pubspec YAML. So the pubspec YAML file is, if we go here, example app. Oh, here we need to move from Android to project, and then we're gonna see all the files, all the Flutter files. So if we open the pubspec YAML file, we can add a dependency here. So let's do that. Dependencies. Okay, so under dependencies, I think it's called, let's call it the same name, example package. All right. Path. So this is the first way to import a package is to just use the path attribute here. And then we're gonna just use example package. See, there's like auto completion, pretty neat. So this should work because otherwise, by default, if you just give it a name like this with no path argument, it will attempt to get the package from pub.dev or another repository for packages. But here we have we kind of override the default, and then we're going to use our package. So I will attempt to open my package. Yes, new window. And then this is, yes, so this is our code. So I'm just going to create a new function. I'm going to call it add the numbers. And then I'm just going to make it it's just going to add like two numbers together. Just for a demo purpose. And I'm going to add some documentation string. That's it. So now I should be able to use it from my other project. But first I will need to run pub-get, and then I should see see here plus example package blah 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 rc from path example package. There you go. Now I should be able to use it from my my project here, and maybe I will just change it here. So here, this text will display the number, but I think I will also I will calculate my number here somewhere. Yeah. Yes.
Line 67.
Yes.
Line 67, you can just.
Yeah, but I will do it here. Plus 5, you said. All right. This is just for a demo. It's like simple demo, right? Now there's an error here, so I can either create the method, or here I will get dependencies. No. I will need to import it. Yeah. So my package is called example package. I thought it would auto suggest, but then it didn't. Huh? No. Oh, I think there. Because then, yeah. Sudo. And here I'm just gonna change. Like, this is not a super good name for a variable, but it's just a demo purpose. Oh, there you go. Thank you. So now this is pretty basic. We're importing our own package, and the package has a file here. It has a single file, example package, and it exports all the symbols that there are in there, and then we can use these symbols from the other package or app. So that's the first step. Now, if we push this project to a Git repository, we can use a Git URL instead of specifying a path, and this is much better if you're developing in a team and you want your package to be private. This is, I guess, the recommended way to go. Now, this URL has a HTTP address, so it will be slightly different than if it has a Git URL. So this Git URL will require a SSH key. So you need to create a pair of public and private SSH keys, and then make sure your user is a member of. Now here, this is GitHub, so I will need to make sure my user has my public key, and that my private key is configured locally. Another thing we can use is this ref argument. So it's we can specify a branch or a tag. Like here we specify a tag, and this is a lot better when a library is stable. We can have tags, and yeah, it's, I guess, more precise than using just a branch name. Oh yeah, and we can, there's another option, we can add a path inside the Git repository. So if maybe my Git repository contains multiple folders or directories, then we can specify exactly which one we want to import. All right. Any questions so far? Pretty basic stuff. Yeah. Now, if I'm working with package that's on a Git repository, I can. What do I do if I want to develop it locally? So there is something called, oh, there's a typo here. PubSpec override. Maybe let's try that. Maybe I'm gonna upload my package. So git init, git, I'm just gonna, I'm not working like that usually, but I'm a lot more careful, but now I'm just gonna add everything and then add a remote. This guy. Example package, tag it. Voila. And now, so here, now I pushed it to Git. Okay, usually I would do like pull request and all that stuff, but this is just a quick demo, okay? Huh? We can approve it. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now here, instead of what I had, I will put a dependency to my Git repo. So dependency, I will call it example package, right? Oh, sorry, dependencies was already there. So example package, Git, and then the URL and the ref, and I think my branch is called master. So, and my repo is called example package. Okay. Now I'm gonna run. Huh? Oh, thank you. Package. Okay. Now I'm going to refresh my PubSpec. So I'm in my app. I would run pubget. Hopefully everything will. All right. Everything is all right. If we look at the log, it says example package blah blah from Git at, and then you have the commit ID. That's great. That's exactly what I want. Now, what do I do if I want to develop my local local package? I'm gonna create a PubSpec. I'm just gonna use touch pubspec dot overrides dot YAML. I think this is all right. And then I can add some overrides in there. So dependency overrides. And then my package is called example package. And then that's it. So if I run pubget again, sorry, it should go. Oh no, this is my, yes, this is my app. Okay. Pubget. What? Let me double check. Pubspec overrides .yaml. Pubspec overrides. Let me try to run it again.
You can put it in the same pubspec now. You don't need to create a new one.
Yes, you can put it in the same pubspec, but the problem is what happens if a developer commits that by mistake? That's, yes, you could just change it in your pubspec for sure. Yeah, I don't see why it's not really. Huh? Override, yes. Yes.
Is it?
Not anymore. Ah, thank you. Thank you so much, Ashley. That was a good catch. There you go. Like problem exists between keyboard and chair. There you go. So see, there's a exclamation mark. It means it's overridden from my local pubspec override now, and then it says from path blah blah. Cool. So now it should still work. All right. Now let's just move. No. Yes, it should be in your git ignore. Exactly. Exactly. I don't see with my git ignore, but maybe let's example app. Let's make sure pubspec overrides .yaml is in your git ignore. Thank you. All right. Now it works exactly the same with widgets. So maybe let's say I'm gonna refactor this and call it counter page. Okay. So my home page is gonna be renamed counter page. It should rename also the state, because you know you have stateful and stateless widgets. Stateful widgets have a state, and here the counter number is part of its state. So I'm just gonna cut this and move it to the library. I'm gonna create a new file. New. Oh yeah, thank you. I guess maybe I'm gonna move this to folder, because I want to explain you the difference between private and public. You know, everything inside the src directory inside lib is private and should not be imported by the clients of your package. So counter page .dart, and then it's called counter page. Now I need to import my own function. Like this. And then this should be all right. Now, for internationalization, I think it's good practice because here, no, it's not. Nothing is internationalized. Yeah, for internationalization, I would internationalize it in the app, not in the widget library. But it's also possible to have assets like fonts inside a package. So this is totally allowed. Yeah. Now let's import. Now Counterpage is not exported by our library. So what we're going to do here is we're gonna export it. So exporting symbols. Export blah blah blah, show blah blah blah. So you can using the show directive, you can specify exactly which symbol you want to export. Oh, okay. Yes. And then you can then import it from here. And I like to use show also for specifying exactly which symbol I want to import into my project. So now this should work. Yeah. Waiting. Anyway, while we're waiting, this computer should not be slow, by the way. Anyway, so micro libraries. So there's a trend, like you can put everything inside one public file in your library, or you can do like what we call micro libraries. So we create one file per category of things to import, and then each can, for example, I can have one for widgets and one for adding numbers, and then each can contain different symbols. Yeah, it still works. Okay, so now I'm using the widget from the inside the library. Everything all right? Okay. Now, yeah, for testing your app, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So I'm out of time, but basically you can search online, but there's this Web Factory SSH agent. This is for a GitHub action, but it's basically the same for any CI/CD tool. So you might need to create a SSH key pair, and then you put your private key as a secret, as a deploy secret for your app, and no, sorry, the public key as a deploy secret for your app, and the private key as a secret for your package. And then the package, no, sorry, the app should be able to access your package in CI/CD. So then you can run your tests in GitHub Action. Here, run tests. So we run Flutter tests. It's a nice command that's very handy. Now, I guess the next topic is like publishing a public package, and this is, I mean, I encourage you to publish open source packages. Their license should be permissive, so the recommended license is BSD third version. which allows basically anyone to use your code and change it and maybe even make it proprietary. So, and then you need to change the private equals false directive in your YAML file. And then you can log into PubDev, create an account with a Google account, and then upload it. You can first do a dry run, and then it will tell you exactly which files it did upload. Because you need to be careful. Publishing is forever. We had a big issue with like npm packages a while ago, where some author removed their package and then it broke the entire internet. So Dart thought about this. Yeah. Then you can transfer it to verified publisher. Use git tags to specify exact versions of your library. You can also mark deprecated symbols. There's a @deprecated annotation, or like a decorator if you want. For advanced users, you can use platform channels. If you want to write platform specific code, you can call Swift functions, for example, or like Java or other languages like this. But then I think this is no longer called a package; it's called a plugin in that case. Yeah. Uh-huh. Still package, yeah. Oh yeah. Ah, nice.
Also, I think Flutter is migrating from platform channel because platform channel has latency or something, like good performance, and to something like they have written with CPU or something that they are using in Linux, Linux plugin and Windows. I don't know what it's called, but they are migrating from platform channel to this, and it's really better performance. It has a lot of advantage.
So I guess we can take a few minutes for questions and discussion. Maybe if anyone has like pro tips or anything, it's time to bring them on. So, anyone have question?
Yeah, so I'm just curious, do you ever use packages for like microservices, or would you only ever use a package when you want to reuse the same functionality in multiple applications?
Yeah, well, in my case, it would be to reuse functions or widgets from app to app. But you're mentioning microservices. Yes, I guess because remember you can create a Dart only package with Dart create, and then you could just write backend code there. Why not?
And would you think that would be a more clean way than just having like let's say you have a large app and you want to separate some of it into different packages? Would that work versus just having a large app? It would probably make a lot of sense depending on certain cases and maybe who works on them.
Yeah, it depends, but I think when you end up copy pasting code from project to project, then you can start thinking about writing a library instead. Yeah.
Yeah, because like you mentioned, you can have one repo that has multiple packages in it. I guess you could do that within an app as well.
Yes,
if you wanted.
it can be inside your Git repository as a subfolder.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. So as you said, you have a lot of projects. If as you have one old project and you still want to use a package, do you have to write all the dot? For example, you have dot free now. Do you have a project with dot 2.12? I don't know what.
Mhm.
Do you still want to use your package? So do you have to write old dot to make it compatible to all your projects? How do you
Yeah,
how do
I'm
you
not
manage a
sure.
version or yeah, breaking phases?
Like null safety and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
let's say you still keep the safety, but for example, you write a package with pattern record and package pattern matching, record and stuff. But you want to use this package for all projects, so you will need to develop this package for another version, old version, to make it compatible to another project. So how do you decide
As
the
far as I
version?
know, yes. So you,
The Flutter compiler evaluates it with the current app that you are on.
Yeah.
So if your output doesn't compile with the current version,
So you need
you need
to.
to migrate, for example, all output based on those.
Mhm.
Okay. So if you put, for example, the version 2.12 to 4, it will be compatible, or how does it?
No, so if you're 4, it could support 2.7. But
Yeah.
if you're, so it's mostly retro-compatible. So all libraries can compile when imported from the new one, but not the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Sure. Yeah.
But if you're doing 4 with null safety, all your previous have to be ported to null safety as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. 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 Oh yeah. Okay, so maybe we can publish the same package, different version, and depends on the version of your app. It will take the one which is compatible.
Mhm.
It will detect,
Yeah, it will detect.
it will detect, but Flutter is much better than other languages.
Oh,
Flutter has if you're using Java, it's worse. If you're using Kotlin, it's worse. If you're using .NET, it's worse. Like Flutter is pretty good for semantic versioning and package management. But if you do a lot of packages, like I mentioned, you're gonna have issues when you debug because maybe your debugger is working on another package that you're working with. If you don't have an internal help dev, you're gonna have issues when pointing to theirs because you're gonna keep on changing your branches. Even you can point to certain commits, I think, as well. Is there? You didn't talk about that, but you can use commit hashes, I think.
yeah.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is a hash for sure.
And
I mean, you have a different branch for each version of Dart you want to support. Everything is now safe now. Yeah, thank you so much.